are uncertain times. It's a strange time. Everything's closing down. Everyone's just basically sitting around waiting for this coronavirus to run its course. Maybe it'll blow over. Maybe many more will die. It's just the uncertainty. And in the midst of this, the only certain thing we have is God. He knows exactly what will happen, and he knows why. He's in control of every cell, every germ, every virus, every molecule. And so some people wonder why he allows these things. Some people question his goodness or his love. Lots of questions and speculation, but let's see what he says. My wife Cate is going to read Psalm 91.
The one who lives under the protection of the Most High dwells in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say concerning the Lord, who is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. He himself will rescue you from the bird trap, from the destructive plague. He will cover you with his feathers. You will take refuge under his wings. His faithfulness will be a protective shield. You will not fear the terror of the night, the arrow that flies by day, the plague that stalks in darkness, or the pestilence that ravages at noon. Though 1,000 fall at your side and 10,000 at your right hand, the pestilence will not reach you. You will only see it with your eyes and witness the punishment of the wicked. Because you have made the Lord, my refuge, the Most High, your dwelling place. No harm will come to you, no plague will come near your tent. For he will give his angels orders concerning you to protect you in all your ways. They will support you with their hands, so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. You will tread on the lion and the cobra. You will trample the young lion and the serpent. Because he has his heart set on me, I will deliver him. I will protect him because he knows my name. When he calls out to me, I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will rescue him and give him honor. I will satisfy him with a long life and show him my salvation.
So we have some promises from God. That's good, right? But what exactly is God promising in that psalm? Is he promising to protect us? And by us, I mean his children. All human beings are God's children in the sense that he created them. But those of us who've put our faith in Jesus Christ and what he did for us on the cross by paying for our sins, we are adopted as God's children in a unique way. So, is Psalm 91 promising that God will protect us from harm? I mean, verse 9 says, if you say, the Lord is my refuge, and you make the Most High your dwelling, no harm will overtake you. No harm will overtake you. Sounds like a promise to protect us from harm. But if he's promising to protect us from harm, then why are some of us suffering from sickness or other physical ailments? The problem is that it really sounds like he's promising to protect us from harm and trouble. But that's not what he's promising to protect us from. The promise is actually way better than that. Look closely. Verse 15. I will be with him in trouble. He's promising to be with us in trouble, not promising to keep trouble away. You may be thinking, wait, is he promising to protect us from trouble, or is he promising to protect us in trouble? There's a big difference. If he's protecting us from trouble, that means the trouble will not happen to you. But if he's protecting us in trouble, that means the trouble will happen to you, but he will be with you through the whole thing. Just read the psalm again. There's all kinds of plagues and arrows and snakes and all kinds of problems. So he's not just going to keep trouble away. I mean, if he were going to keep trouble away, would he promise to rescue you? What would he be rescuing you from? Would he promise to catch you if you weren't going to fall? So here is what God is promising in Psalm 91. You will have trouble and harm, but I will be your shelter, your fortress, your refuge. This psalm isn't saying your life won't have any problems or troubles. This psalm is saying there will be so many problems and troubles, and you can always run to God. That's the promise. You can always run to God for shelter. So that's the promise. Now here's the why. Why promise to be with us in trouble? Why not just keep all the trouble away? Because God is a good parent. Because it's good for us to need Him, to make Him our fortress and our refuge. Verse 1 says, whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. The whole point is to make us shelter in Him. If there's no problems, we don't need a shelter. Think about this. This psalm is wanting us to find our shelter in Him. And if you find your safety and security in your savings account, then God might allow it to be taken away so that you'll find your safety and security in Him. If your self-worth is closely tied to your talents and your abilities, God may allow them to be taken away so that you find your self-worth in Him. If what you really live for, if what really gets you going is sports, God may allow them to be taken off the air because of some crazy virus, so that what you can really live for, what can really get you going is Him. Whatever it is, your friends, your looks, your intelligence, your health, God gives us all these good gifts and we turn them into idols. No wonder we're so worried about all the things of this world, the virus and the economy. We've taken the things of this world, we've taken them into the center of our hearts and they become precious to us. Let's use this pandemic as a chance to deeply examine our own hearts and see if we've taken one of God's good gifts and loved it more than we love Him.